LEGO Star Wars has been around for over 25 years, and in that time we've seen some truly incredible sets. Some were ahead of their time, some had minifigures so good they still hold up today. In this video I'm going through the best LEGO Star Wars sets from every year between 2010 and 2025. One quick note, I'm leaving out the 3-in-1 sets since they technically count as multiple sets. Now let's get into it. Kicking things off with 2010, a really strong year for LEGO Star Wars. There were some awesome sets, the TIE Defender, which was actually one of the first sets I ever got, the ARC 170 Starfighter, and Hoth Wampa Cave. But the top three were Cad Bane Speeder, the AT-AT Walker, and dominating the list, the Clone Turbo Tank. The minifigures are fantastic, and honestly it might just be the best Clone Turbo Tank LEGO has ever released. Moving into 2011, another standout year, sets included Echo Base and the Battle of Naboo, but the top three were Mace Windu's Jedi Starfighter with its exclusive tactical droid, the Clone Trooper Battle Pack, and leading the charge, the Battle for Geonosis. This one holds a special place for me. It was one of my first ever LEGO Star Wars sets, and that cannon, straight out of the Clone Wars Wii game. Still love it. Next up, 2012, and there were tons of great sets. The Endor Rebel Trooper and Imperial Trooper Battle Pack, Anakin's Jedi Interceptor, the Gungan Sub with Queen Amidala, the Sith Fury class Interceptor, Pre Vizsla's Mandalorian Starfighter, and Palpatine's Arrest. The top three were the Elite Clone Trooper and Commando Droid Battle Pack, which includes the amazing ARC Trooper minifigure, Jabba's Palace, and claiming the top spot, the Malevolence. Clone Wars nostalgia, an incredible minifigure selection, and one of the coolest ships in the theme. Easy choice. Now 2013, and I'll just say it, this might be the peak of LEGO Star Wars. Standouts included the Z95 Headhunter with Palm Krell, Bark Speeder with Sidecar featuring the OG Phase 2 Captain Rex, Corporate Alliance Tank Droid, Duel on Geonosis, and the ATTE. But the top three were Jabba's Sail Barge, the Rancor Pit, and running away with it, the Republic Gunship. The minifigures are amazing, the build is incredible, and as a Clone Wars fan, this has always been my favorite Star Wars ship. It just doesn't get better than this. From there we head into 2014, another fantastic year. Sets included the Coruscant Police Gunship, Mos Eisley Cantina, the Ghost, and the Imperial Star Destroyer. The top three were the Republic AB-7 Anti-Vehicle Cannon, the Kashyyyk Trooper Battle Pack, and taking the crown, the Utapau Troopers Battle Pack. The Airborne Clone Troopers are the highlight, specifically that common cloth piece that just sets them apart. It's a small detail, but it makes a huge difference. Stepping into 2015, another strong year, and also the year LEGO introduced the buildable figures. Cool concept, but fans never really warmed up to them. On the set side, highlights included the Hailfire Droid, Battle Droid Troop Carrier, and Sith Infiltrator. The top three though were the UCS TIE Fighter, Imperial Shuttle Tedirium, and stealing the show, the UCS Slave One. LEGO absolutely nailed the design on this one, and that Boba Fett minifigure with the exclusive head and printed arms, perfect. Then came 2016, and honestly this year belongs to one set. Plenty of great releases though, Vader's TIE Advance vs A-Wing Starfighter, Imperial Assault Hover Tank, AT-ST Walker, Rebel U-Wing Fighter, Krennic's Imperial Shuttle, and Rebel Combat Frigate. The top three were the Clone Turbo Tank, the UCS Assault on Hoth, and walking away with the win, the UCS Death Star. I picked this one up in 2017 and it's still my biggest LEGO Star Wars set to this day. Massive build, iconic minifigure selection, and at $500 it felt like a steal compared to the $1,000 version sitting on shelves today. From there, 2017, and this might be the last year where everything just clicked. Highlights included the UCS Snowspeeder, Imperial Trooper Battle Pack, the Phantom, Battle on Scarif, Y-Wing Starfighter, and Republic Fighter Tank. The top three were Darth Vader Transformation, a great affordable way to get both Vader and Palpatine, Jedi Starfighter with Hyperdrive with its amazing minifigures, and claiming the crown, the UCS Millennium Falcon. The second edition of this set is an absolute monstrosity in the best way possible. Over 7,500 pieces, the most detailed Falcon LEGO has ever built. One of the greatest LEGO sets ever made, full stop. Jumping to 2018, another solid year. Releases included the Mos Eisley Cantina, Hoth Medical Chamber, Jedi and Clone Troopers Battle Pack, Kessel Run Millennium Falcon, X-Wing Starfighter, Sandcrawler, and Imperial Landing Craft. The top three, UCS Y-Wing Starfighter, Imperial TIE Fighter, and leading the pack, Betrayal at Cloud City. The minifigure selection alone makes this set legendary, including arguably the best Han Solo LEGO has ever made with dual molded legs, plus Lando Calrissian, Princess Leia, and Boba Fett with printed arms. This is one of those sets that the community still talks about years later, and for good reason. It's just a classic. Next is 2019, LEGO Star Wars 20th anniversary, and they delivered. Highlights included the Droid Gunship, Tented 4, Darth Vader's Castle, Kylo Ren's Shuttle, Millennium Falcon, Snowspeeder, and Clone Scout Walker. The top three were the AT-AP Walker, Slave One, and taking the top spot, the UCS Imperial Star Destroyer. I actually owned this one at some point, and the size of it in person is something else. Both minifigures are highly detailed with printed arms and dual molded legs. Ended up selling it, but it's one I still think about. carrying that momentum into 2020, probably one of the last truly strong years for the theme. LEGO also launched a buildable helmet line, the Stormtrooper, TIE Fighter Pilot, and Boba Fett helmets, which landed way better with fans than the buildable figures did back in 2015. On the set side, you had the 501st Legion Clone Troopers, Anakin's Jedi Starfighter, the AAT, the Razor Crest, and the Bespin Duel. But my top 3, General Grievous's Starfighter, the AT-AT, and taking the top spot, Mos Eisley Cantina. The build is incredible, the minifigure selection is fantastic, and full disclosure, I actually still have one sealed in my personal collection. Bought it back in 2020 or 2021 and never got around to building it. Perhaps one day. Simply one of the most iconic LEGO Star Wars sets ever made. And then came 2021 and you could start to feel a shift. Solid sets, but the magic was fading a little. The Bad Batch Attack Shuttle, Imperial Light Cruiser, and the Armorer's Mandalorian Forge were all decent releases. The top 3 were the UCS Republic Gunship, a classic ship done justice, the Mandalorian Starfighter, highlighted by that amazing Gar Saxon minifigure, and standing tall is the UCS AT-AT. I've never owned this one personally, but everyone who has says the same thing. The size of it in person is just insane. At 6,785 pieces, it's one of the biggest and priciest LEGO Star Wars sets ever made, and its value has only climbed since retirement. If you have one sealed, hold on to it. Which brings us to 2022, a quieter year but not without its highlights. Standout sets included the Hoth AT-ST, Inquisitor Transport Scythe, and the Clone Trooper Command Station Blister Pack. The top 3 were the UCS Razor Crest, the Republic Fighter Tank with its great minifigure selection, and sealing the spotlight, the AT-AT Walker. Fantastic minifigures, a solid build, a Dwarf Spider Droid thrown in, and Phase 2 Commander Cody to top it all off. I don't have the full set in my personal collection, but I do have the Commander Cody minifigure, and he's just as impressive on his own. Then 2023, and the cracks were really starting to show. Some good sets though, the 501st Clone Troopers Battle Pack, the Coruscant Guard Gunship. Fans weren't thrilled that Commander Fox's torso came out pink instead of white, the 332nd Ahsoka's Clone Trooper Battle Pack, and the Spider Tank. The top 3 were the Captain Rex helmet, a clean display piece, the Ghost and Phantom 2, a big improvement over the previous version aside from the minifigures, and taking the throne, the UCS Venator. Massive, iconic, and at the time, it felt extra special with an exclusive Phase 2 Captain Rex. That exclusivity didn't last long though. LEGO re-released him in the Captain Rex Y-Wing Microfighter in 2024, which did not go over well with resellers and collectors. From there, 2024, LEGO Star Wars 25th anniversary, and honestly, it deserved better. Standouts included the Clone Trooper and Battle Droid Battle Pack, Desert Skiff and Sarlacc Pit, Boarding the Tented 4, and the Imperial Star Destroyer. The best set of the year was the UCS Jabba Sail Barge. Impressive build, no question, but the minifigures were a real letdown. For an anniversary year, the lineup just didn't hit the way it should have. And that brings us to 2025. Great sets, but LEGO's pricing has gotten seriously out of hand. Highlights included Ahsoka's Jedi Interceptor, ARC 170 Starfighter, UCS Death Star, Republic Juggernaut, 327 Star Corps Clone Troopers Battle Pack, Jango Fett Starship, and the Battle of Felucia Separatist MTT. The top 3 were the UCS AT-ST Walker, the V-19 Torrent Starfighter with its incredible minifigure selection, and closing out the list in style, the UCS Jango Fett's Fire Spirit class Starship. I actually have 2 of these, one used, one brand new. Make it what you will, the Jango Fett minifigure alone makes it worth it, printed arms and all. The ship is also incredible. And that's a wrap on the best LEGO Star Wars sets from 2010 to 2025. I want to hear from you. What are your favorites and would you have ranked anything differently? Drop a comment below and let me know. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and for more LEGO Star Wars content, click on one of these 2 videos next. I'll see you in the next one.